Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services, the video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express, the important news and editorial that is relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 10th of April. The first important news, that is India tiger population tops 3,000. We'll see the detail, the effort that has been made by Government of India. Second is Center Plan Revamp of Livestock Insurance Scheme. Third, that is India to bridge language gap with the neighbor countries. The editorial for today, I will be discussing two editorial. The first is from the Indian Express, that is Old Approach, New Pact, and the second editorial from Hindu, that is Directing AI for Better and Smart Legislation. So both this editorial will give you an insight and specifically help you in the mains examination. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further ado, let's get started. And if you're new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do press a like button. And if you're someone who's appearing for Prelims Test Series 2023, you need to practice good number of questions. So we at Apti Plus is providing you Prelims Test Series where 60 high quality tests will be provided to the aspirant. This will include 6,000 plus questions plus the subscription of IAS Gazetted monthly current affair magazine. So do not miss this opportunity. Enroll now. You can find the link in the description section of this video to register for the scheme. Now, the first news, that is the tiger population has topped 3,000, and something important for General Studies paper 3, that is the conservation, environmental pollutions, degradations, and EIA. As per the latest report, which was recently unveiled by the Prime Minister, the data says that the tiger population has India climbed up to 3167. This is a current number for 2022. Again, very significant, very important number because the effort that has been made is substantially giving us a result. Now, the announcement was made during the recent event, that is for International Big Cat Alliance Conference, and also this marked the 50th anniversary of Project Tiger. I'll tell you brief about the International Big Tiger Alliance in a while. But before that, let's understand what is the context of this news. So in totality, if you see the background, what was the number? So for 2018, the number was 2967. And for 2014, the number was 2226. And even post independence, India was having somewhere close to 40,000 of tigers, but the population drastically declined, and this is what we have been improving a little bit. Now, India accounts for 70% of world tiger. Very important factual point, relevant for both prelims as well as mains. Now, India accounts for 2.4% of the world land area, but when it comes to contribution, it is about 8% of the world known global diversity. These two are again factually and most relevant point. Now, if you see the part of the tiger population, calculating the part, as I've told you the numbers. So here is again the data which give the complete data on the part from 2006 onwards. So this is 2006, 10, 14, 18 and 2020. So you can see the trend is on an increasing side after a lot of efforts both by the government and the forest conserver officers and the people that is working for it. Now, the tiger population has grown mostly in the Shivalik Hills and the Gangetic floodplain, but कुछ ऐसे areas हैं वहाँ पे बहुत हद तक improvement नहीं देखी गई है. This is again followed by the northeastern hill, Brahmaputra floodplain and Sundarbans. Now, there's a decline in the Western Ghat numbers where the major population was said to be stable. बात करें Western Ghat जैसे region की, where earlier it was claimed that this is on a stable side, but the current number shows that this is not stable. Right? Now, the tiger numbers are estimated by adding the number that is caught on the camera. So there's a methodology that is adopted to calculate the numbers, how they are actually tracked. So there's a method called camera trap that is used. and those who are not captured through this may also be captured in another way. बहुत सारे methodologies हैं जो use की जाती है for tiger census. Now the latter is estimated by the statistical technique. This is the other technique that is followed. Now, what is International Big Cat Alliance? Something very important for your prelims examination. You can expect a direct question. So in 2019, just to give you a background about this, 2019, the Prime Minister of India has called for a global alliance, and this was something to operate and demand a firm curb on poaching of illegal wildlife trade in Asia. So this is a global effort where all Asian countries and even all other countries that is interested can be the part of alliance. Now, taking this message forward, the International Big Cat Alliance was launched with focuses on 7 big families of cat, which include tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, puma, jaguar, and cheetah. That India has committed to provide 100 billion US dollar for 5 years to support the IBCA. Further, there will be next course of action that will be taken care properly. The alliance will create an e-portal laws partnership that will work to improve the ecotourism as also improve the financial capacity. And the main objective of the alliance is to rehabilitate the big cat. Now, other point that you must take a note of, this is not only specifically for tiger or for any other species. There it has a gamut which cover almost all 7 families of big cats that include lion, cheetah, leopard, snow leopard, puma, jaguar, and other parts. Now, only 2.4% of the world land area, this is again what I discussed in the beginning, right, and contribute 8% to the global biodiversity. This is about India. And while celebrating 75 years of independence, India has added 11 wetlands to Ramsar site, and this took the number to 75. Very, very important. The Prime Minister has commemorated 50 years of Project Tiger on 9th of April 2023. Now, Center planned revamp of livestock insurance scheme, something important for General Studies paper 2, under the subtopic that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from it, design and implementations. So Center is considering for a comprehensive livestock insurance scheme जो कि modeled होगी as per the Prime Minister फसल बीमा योजना, और ये डिसीजन ली गई है आफ्टर द कंसर्न दैट वाज रेज्ड बाय द पार्लियामेंट्री स्टैंडिंग कमेटी, जहां पे पार्लियामेंट्री स्टैंडिंग कमेटी ने कंसर्न रेज की दैट जीरो इंश्योरेंस कवर्स वाज गिवन टू द लाइफ स्टॉक इन द पीरियड फॉर 2022 and 23. At present, less than 1% of the country cattle population is insured. Very important and a concern that should definitely be taken care both by the central government as well as by the state government. Now, taking the stock of the cattle population in the country since 1951, it has increased and now it has reached up to 192.5 millions. Now, proposals under the scheme, what actually was the proposal? So, the initial proposals to waive off the premiums to the cattle rearer who individual belong to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe committee. This is what the government is looking for, a plan to waive off the complete premiums. And at present, less than 1% of the country cattle is insured, and the average yearly premium is 4.5% of the insured amount. Now, Animal Husbandry Ministry ने recently अपने मीटिंग में ये कहा है that insurance companies and other stakeholders need also to collaborate in terms of giving insurance to the cattle. Now, some revamped livestock insurance की अगर बात करें, the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy I've noted that the government will introduce a comprehensive livestock insurance that will replace the present insurance, which is livestock insurance scheme. So in this, a comprehensiveness will be included to include more part and provide more protections. Presently, the scheme is functional at 100 districts in the country, and the center-sponsored scheme is being managed by respective state government, और वहाँ की जो states की जो boards हैं, that is actually taking care for the part of insurance. The center held a meeting with the insurance companies and stressed the importance for having the ambit of the scheme, that is decreasing the premium paid by the farmers. So definitely the numbers of premium as per the regulation which is coming both from the central government and the state government, the premium will be reduced and it will ensure that it is made affordable to the cattle rearers and people who are having the livestock. Now, death due to diseases, this is again a big concern that we have seen in the recent time due to a disease called lumpy skin disease. I think most of you must be aware of this disease. We have discussed this in detail. Like if you want, you can check our playlist section, you'll find that. Now, the farmers demanded the compensations from the government for the loss. A lot of cattle were dead due to the lumpy diseases. And hence, the center has attempted to keep the premium low and ensure maximum coverages to the livestock. Now, several farmers' organizations have also demanded comprehensive livestock and crop insurance in the background of the pandemics for the lumpy skin disease. Now, this is a map which will give you an idea about the ambit of the disease that were actually affected. So, officially, it says that 30 to 40 cases have been reported in the states from 2019, and most of the states were infected. Out of 15 and 16 states were found to have the substantial cases of lumpy skin diseases. Now, India to bridge language gap with neighbors, something important for General Studies Paper 1 under the subtopic, that is India culture, will cover salient aspects of art form, literature, architecture from ancient to modern times. So with the aim to expand the cultural footprint, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने डिसाइड किया है कि अपने हिस्टोरिकल टाइज को आगे बढ़ाते हुए जो इमीडिएट नेबर्स हैं उनके साथ उनकी जो फुटप्रिंट्स हैं, खास करके कल्चरल फुटप्रिंट्स, हिस्टोरिकल टाइज को आगे बढ़ाई जाएगी. एंड इवन दे आर प्लानिंग टू क्रिएट अ पूल ऑफ एक्सपर्टीज लैंग्वेज टू बी स्पोकन इन द कंट्रीज विच इंक्लूड म्यांमार, श्रीलंका, यूबेकिस्तान, Indonesia to facilitate better people-to-people exchange. See, language is something which binds people. Language is something that is connecting people, right? So it is very important to promote the language of our immediate neighbor. In this regard, it will be institutionalized, and a study program has also been planned in several universities. Now, language friendship bridge programs की अगर बात करें, there's a body which is there, Indian Council for Cultural Relations. This is known as ICCR. Has envisaged a project called Language Friendship Bridge. This can be again important for direct prelims examination. And they plans to train basically 5 to 10 people official for each country, right? So the expertise knowledge will be coming out. And as of now, ICCR has like 10 language that is there. और ये 10 language की जो proposals है, that will also call for advancing it. This called for Kazakh, right? Uzbek, Bhutanese, Ghoti, that is spoken in Tibet, Burmese, then we have Khmer, that is spoken in Cambodia, Thai, Sinhalese, and Bhasma, that is called Bhasa, right? So this is spoken in both countries, in Indonesia and Malaysia. Now there's a focus shift of the government. What the government of India is looking forward with that on now that has been the learning process was mostly confined to the European languages like Spanish, French or German. अभी भी आप जितने सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज देखेंगे mostly these are the languages that has been taught, right? Or even for Asian economies, these were the languages that were most focused, or Asia like Chinese and Japanese countries, they focus on this. Now, Indian Council for Culture Relation has planned to incorporate more languages for our neighborhood countries. और जो बात करें institutional setup की, the Foreign Language Department will set up at JNU, that is Jawaharlal Nehru University, DU, Delhi University. हैदराबाद में EFL एक बहुत बड़ी रेप्यूटेड इंस्टीट्यूशंस है, दैट इज हैदराबाद इंग्लिश एंड फॉरेन लैंग्वेज यूनिवर्सिटी, BHU बनारस हिंदी यूनिवर्सिटी, एंड महात्मा गांधी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हिंदी विश्वविद्यालय एट वर्धा. सो ऑल दिस इंस्टीट्यूशन will ensure a center for the foreign languages. And the discussion with the universities are also offering the foreign language courses with modalities and implementing in the project. Now, there's a growing demand. Definitely, the expert feel that जो ICCR की list है languages में that need to expand it. Even the cultural and economic ties need to strengthen. Apart from the neighboring countries, there are a lot many countries where the people are actually visiting, right? और ऐसे countries की अगर बात करें जहाँ से लोग especially medical tourism के ख्याल से the people coming out from Turkey, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Maldives and other countries, और यहाँ पे इंडिया में अभी भी एक poor translation है. So this will definitely even not only promote the medical tourism, but in general the tourism will be provided, and also this will call for human to human connect, right? So that is very essential. Now, moving to the first editorial of the day, that is Old Approach, New Path, something important for General Studies Paper 2, that is bilateral regional grouping and agreement involving India and affecting India's interest. So, what are the issues under this editorial? First, the editorial focuses upon free trade agreement. Some of the important issues include the essence of FTA on track, पॉलिसी शिफ्ट किस तरह से हुई है इंडिया की, और फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट 2.0 में क्या क्या चेंजेस किए गए, एंड द कंक्लूजन पार्ट. So if you see and understand by definition what is FTA, so FTA in general is a pact between two countries, right? So the two countries are involved, the parties are involved, and the nation aims to reduce the part of import barrier and export barrier among them by having a free trade agreement, which is also known as FTA. India has FTA with multiple countries, and that is also aligned. That we'll discuss in a while in this discussion. But before that, the recent time India has held free trade agreement with several countries, and the negotiation is still on also. Right? For last few years, India has signed the FTA with Mauritius, United Arab Emirates, and one with Australia. Now, what is the essence of FTA? Why, as I've told you, this is to improve the part of export and import, but on a larger scale, the FTA entails an instrument of international law that helps accountable, and basically the conduct should be sovereign, and the trade and investment should be promoted at the large for both countries that they're trading with. The FTA include the binding rules, चाहे वो international trade laws हो, international law liberations हो, and even protecting the foreign investor from arbitrary state conduct. This is the reason the FTA is being negotiated. Now, additionally, FTA give foreign investor a guarantee to use international treaty of arbitrations to settle the dispute with the state. By state, I mean the particular country or the government of the day. Now, FTA on track. By this, I'll be looking into the part of the negotiation that is ongoing with India. So India currently is negotiating with FTA with the United Kingdom, European Union, Canada, and Israel, right? And FTA create a binding international rule on trade and investment, and even objective to build global value chain, international economic relations with the partner countries. Now, India followed a logic in signing the FTAs in 2000 with countries like Singapore, Korea, Malaysia, and Japan. Now, there's a policy shift that government of the day is witnessing, and even the policy makers are finding this shift. So India currently FTA policy seems to be a breakup from the past, where like जो recent revamped version that is approach 2.0, India is decoupling with the international trade law from the international investment laws, right? So we are moving towards more trade laws, but इसके कुछ और भी repercussions हैं. Recently we have discussed the part of BITs और उसके जो related problems हैं. But in this context, we'll mostly focus on FTA. Now, FTA with Mauritius, United Arab Emirates, and Australia contain a detailed international rule of trade, but rules on foreign investment protection are missing. So this is something which India should be looking for. The vacuum should be always filled when it comes to international trade and policies, because it has a substantial contributions in the FDI inflow that we have. The absence of investment protection with these FTA, that is foreign trade investments, or you can say the free trade agreement. In this context, the free trade agreement is even more striking because India has unilaterally terminated the BITs. तो BITs terminate करने का मतलब ये है कि जो फोरम में अप्रोच कर सकते हैं, जो ट्राइब्यूनल में जाई जा सकती है, वो exempted होगी BITs को नहीं साइन करने. बट उसके repercussions है, the inflow of the FDIs and companies coming out will not be there because they want a resolution if a problem is there, and that resolution can only be there once the tribunal part is there and once the BITs are there. Now, BITs are the conventional international laws and instruments that protect the foreign investment from Mauritius and Australia. So these are the part that is taken care of. Now, free trade agreement 2.0 या फिर latest FTA की बात करें. So the FTA follows an approach known as domestications of international investment law. By domestication, I mean the rules that is adhering to the country of specific origin. Suppose Australia and India is trading. Now, India will definitely prefer that the rules that is there of Indian laws should be applicable to Australia, right? So this is called basically the domestication of international laws. An approach is given to primary domestic laws to safeguard the foreign investment by doing two things. कौन कौन सी ऐसी चीजें की जाती हैं जहाँ पे ये changes को incorporate करने के लिए कोशिश होती है. First is to domestically legislate the investment protection standard, that is typically the part of इंटरनेशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट लॉज, और दूसरी चीज है दैट इज डिस्प्यूट रेजोल्यूशन मैकेनिज्म एट म्युनिसिपल लेवल इंस्टेड ऑफ ट्रीटिंग द आर्बिट्रेशंस. Now, South Africa is a good example for the kind of domestications. And in 2015, we have seen that South Africa has terminated the BITs, bilateral investment treaties, और उसके बाद उन्होंने अपने प्रोटेक्शन इन्वेस्टमेंट एक्ट बनाए, which is the key instrument for protecting the foreign investor. But again, some foreign investors are not happy with the way BIT are abrogated in the specific countries. Now, to conclude the part, the domestications or legislations of the international investment can take place back to 1991, where India has deemed to be the international legislation of economic relations as one of the differences. And decoupling of the international trade from the international investment is not synced with the approaches that is required. So, ज़रूरत है कि आज के जो international laws है, which call for more FDI in general, and even अगर BITs में कुछ negotiation हो सके, so India should be looking forward to do that because it will call for a lot more companies to trade with India. Now, moving with the other editorial, that is directing AI for better and smarter legislation, something important for General Studies paper 2. Under the subtopic, that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from its design and implementations. So what we'll be discussing in this editorial, the first theme is AI for legislations. We'll look into the part of assisting legislator, how AI is helping. Global practices, कौन-कौन से countries में AI के through help कर रही हैं, challenges क्या हैं on the way forward. Now, in general, if you go by definition of artificial intelligence एक ऐसी lucrative domain है science and technology की, which has helped the mankind to a larger extent and revolutionized the modern world, right? For recent time, if you see the example, अगर chat GPT की अगर बात करें, right? So chat GPT is one which is an example of the advanced part of the AI. There are a lot of AI which is working out not only for this thing, for medical industries, for domain specific industries, but definitely it has revolutionized the world. Now, artificial intelligence is attracting the attention of entrepreneurs. They are looking forward on working of the artificial intelligence, getting help from artificial intelligence, political leaders and policymakers across the world. Now, the most mature democracy are now using the AI tools for better the pieces of legislation and parliamentary procedures. अगर बात करें AI की मदद से बहुत सारे ऐसे scrutiny हैं, and even the part of research work, the part of data that is there, how a bill should be formulated, post repercussion, pre repercussion, everything can be done using the tool of AI. Right? These are the advantages, and even it empower the legislator to make a better informed decision. How? Because they have ample knowledge and ample understanding before they come to conclusion, and having access to insight of like citizen grievances, media opinion, and voice for citizen-centric associations. Now, how AI is assisting the legislator, this we'll see in this. Like for Western democratic nations, they are actually helping, but in India, the parliamentarians are managing the constitution with huge population, right? So if for any constituencies for a parliament, अगर MPs की बात करें, the population goes for 30 lakh, 40 lakh in a constituency. So it's a large number, right? And AI can analyze the citizen grievances on social media response and flag issues and priority that need immediate attention. So this is how the filter work can be done by the AI methodology, right? And also can assess the parliamentarian in seeking the citizen inputs for public consultation of law and preparing a manifesto, that is the need of the hour and the demand of the citizen. Now, global practices की अगर बात करें, where already AI is being rolled out and it is being in full-fledged swing. So some of the countries that include the part of the AI in corporations include United States, जहाँ के House of Representations में ये की गई है, and even the part of automations process that is there for like part or no, that is there for bill amendment and current law. So these are the things that is already included in US. Apart from US, the Netherlands House of Representation has also taken the part of speech to write. So this help to get the complete part of the voice transcripted into text and translate into them in the written report. Now, if you see the part of Japan, that is also preparing a response for legislation that can help automated selection and highlight the parliamentary debates. Now, in Brazil, they have also developed AI system called Ulysses, which like supports transparency of the citizen and participations. And the good news that India has also come up with making some new innovations, and India is developing one nation's one applications and even the national e-Vidhan portal. So these are some of the important examples globally at India level, which is very important, specifically for the mains examination. You can quote it. Now, some challenges for AI work, definitely there is a challenges. And first challenge is to codify the laws. We do not have a proper legislation, although जो digital media ethics code है, उसके through बहुत सारी चीजों को they have been streamlining, but categorically AI के लिए कुछ खास चीजें नहीं है. The challenges is with regards to the opaqueness, the complexity which is there, high transitions gap, the lawmaking and the implementing laws are interpreting the organizations. Now, there's a need to have a machine commutable central law engine which can come up with all the acts, subordinate pieces, legislation, gazetted, compliances, and regulation, which is only possible when we codify laws, when we come up with a clear-cut guideline which is backed by the laws and its rules and regulations. Now, to conclude the part, AI has also stimulated the potential effect of laws, and technology cover has a potential outcome in the policy measures. If you beat any countries at the global level and also at the India level, the policy is something that has to come, then only it can get a legal backing. And the use of AI, how it is also evident in present context, we have seen that during COVID-19, the digital technology was a part that was a strong thrust. और इसी digital technology को ध्यान में रखते हुए AI can be the next innovation in digitalizing the services. And this moment need to keep it up. We need to learn lesson. We definitely do not want any other things to happen. So once we have seen that how digitalization has changed the world, this need to be incorporated in the legislation. And the policy making should also be including the part of AI technology, right? So AI यहाँ पे भी कर सकते हैं. And harnessing the part of power and AI to get the best out of it. So this is how the things will work out. And definitely the stakeholders, the government, the consultation should be made, but the incorporation of AI should be made compulsory in the legislative process. You can be asked a direct question in the mains examination per se that how the AI can help the legislators. Now moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day, before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday questions. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question, the correct option is D. So this is for Saturday MCQ questions. Today's MCQ for day, the National Center for Good Governance, it's an autonomous institute under the Department of Administrative Reform and Public Grievances Pensions. These are the ministries, like it is the governing body under the chairmanship of Cabinet Secretary. So do check it out for the correct option. The second question of the day is about Vagir. It has been superior seat features with advanced acoustic absorption technology, the first submarine that was commissioned in 2017. So you have to first read about the Vagir and just try to answer it, and then only you can get the conceptual clarity, because if you attempt any question in prelims examination, you need to know a background on the question, then only it helps you to filter out the content and even to eliminate. So practicing a lot more question will give you an edge over the upcoming prelims examination. This was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis, followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.